we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Margaret Pinard. You're on Booktube. Lucky you. We're here with Martha Jones. Say hello, Martha.
Hello, Martha.
Martha is from Self-Writeousness, a brand of a channel on YouTube, as well as Twitter and Instagram. And she's joining me today to help with the Day 2 Fireside Chat. So if you don't know, or if you're new to the series, that's all right. The series is new to you. It's Day 2 of 23 shows in August, where I'm having a creative guest come on, and we do a game or exercise to stretch our creative muscles, as you saw in the intro. So I normally do historical fiction, have done some historical fantasy and sci-fi as well. What is your normal game / con? What do you like to write?
I started out in vampires, and then I went to sincere fairy tales, and now I am doing smut as a solid for the publisher.
Nice. Nice. So if you're new to Martha, or if you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe. That is covering a lot of ground. So what will we be doing tonight for our creative exercise? Well, there's also a community building part to this Fireside Chat series. And so I thought book reviews might be a good choice. So for the first round, we're going to write some book reviews. I'm going to be targeting authors that I know in real life, because I know that reviews can be the lifeblood of getting the word out and, recommending. And that's kind of why I have a channel. What are you going to be working on? You had a different approach, Martha.
I have somebody from past, present, and maybe to come. I got a Louise May Alcott book in there. I have something new to say about The Alchemist, which is one of my hate reads.
Okay.
But I did some effing research, and so now I know why I don't like it.
Ah, okay.
And there was a young man who actually reached out to me about his Christian fantasy, and it was wild. It was like J.J. Abrams-esque.
Okay.
In that it was kind of relentless fantasy, and it was like the heroine's eyes melted out her face in chapter 1. And by chapter 10, she is crushing on somebody aboard one of her ships, and she's lamenting that she's no longer a virgin. And it was
Boy,
such a terribly interesting priority shift. So
okay.
I couldn't chat about this on my channel intelligently, but I feel like if I don't, the guy was real nice. He was. You know how in the old movies they kind of chatted about Keanu Reeves, and Anthony Hopkins was a joy to work with, and Winona Ryder was just every day. She was there, and she was acting her socks off, and Keanu Reeves was just so nice.
Uh-huh.
This fellow seems to be the Keanu Reeves of authors. He was so very nice. So my challenge is to write a respectful review, and also maybe not lie.
All right. So we're pushing the line of the author reviewer space and like trying to dance alongside it gracefully.
Right.
Gotcha.
Well, you as an author, is it okay to ask unscripted questions?
Sure.
Would you rather have 2 4-star reviews or 50 1-star reviews?
2 4-star reviews or 51 star reviews?
Right.
I guess 2 4-star reviews.
Okay.
Because 51 star feels like I've been targeted by a hate campaign.
And that's possible. I hope not. I hope that I hope there's that the ire goes where it belongs, and not to you. But oh no,
the shade.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't the shadiest dame here.
So we've got lots of friends in the comments. So I want to ask you something about the research, so don't let me forget. But Barrett is here. Jennifer Brown is here. Leo is here. Hello. I think Leo is on tomorrow, so excited to see him for our Thursday guest. And Barrett, cool gamer. And Felicia was the first to say hi. So just wanted to give her pride of place there. And the Writing Sisters. Hi, first time I've seen you. So welcome to the channel. So you were just mentioning doing research for why you hated The Alchemist. And I don't think that's a unpopular opinion. But you know what I really enjoyed that you just did? And this is part of what I put on Twitter is the, why it was a failure, the book to screen adaptation of Breakfast at Tiffany's. You compared Truman Capote's version with the, vastly loved cult classic, classic Breakfast at Tiffany's with Audrey Hepburn, and nailed it. And so I've been sharing that a lot because I thought it was a really good point. So if anyone hasn't seen that, well, go over to Martha's channel and check it out.
I have a dear friend who saw the video and then tracked me down later, and he didn't say I feel called out, but he said I don't want to put you in a cage, and he was like, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, the bird in a cage, the cat that runs away, like, yeah, interesting stuff. So we're going to be working on book reviews as both a community building exercise and just like a creative thing, because actually why not have book reviews be a creative outlet to challenge our muscles? I did want to ask you one question before we started, which is, oh yes, the last I heard, before the Breakfast at Tiffany's, the last I heard of you, you were reporting live from a Ren fair. So I wanted to say that looks really awesome. How did it go? And what is the best thing about authoring at a real live event? Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I was surprised at the folks who came back to see me. There was this young lady who was actually working at another booth, and the work that's statistically known as read is The Curious Plight of Princess Jo, which had some trans themes in there, and it explores kind of identity despite the boxes that people put us in. And this little lady had bought something from us, including Joe, on the second weekend, and she came back on the seventh weekend, and she was asking about characters who don't even get a name. It was a hawk and a hound who ended up just kind of incidental and in like one little adventure, and she said, "What happened? Do they find the queen? Is everything okay?" And it was kind of how was I supposed to know you were going to care about these characters? So as far as I know, yes, they found the queen, and everything was dandy.
Nice.
But that was super sweet. She had come back to get it signed.
That's really cool. Were these your publisher was there with you? You had some other parts of the cohort that were in the tent and sort of like hanging out all day every weekend for like a month, 2 months?
Yes, it was 2 months, and they extended the fair by 2 weekends and an hour every day. So they managed to cram 9 weekends into 8. That was a hoot.
Wow. Okay. Lots of selling time. That's great. And what was the format you were selling? Were they all paperbacks? Were they all perfect binding? Were they zines? Like, were there all sorts?
There were paperbacks going out the door. We gave away a lot of business cards. And we got a lot of folks who gave us the impression that audiobooks are picking up, which actually excites me quite a lot, in that the more folks are doing the audiobooks, the more they'll be kind of legitimized. Because I had heard, like, it was years ago already on Booktube. Booktube was one of the things that illuminated me to the idea that audiobooks are books, which sounds ridiculous, I suppose, to some, because but I had a hard time with myself going like, am I really reading this? Because this feels like something that I would do when I was in high school and couldn't be bothered to get my head around things like Silas Marner. And it was Jesse the Reader who was saying, yeah, but to say that it's not really reading is kind of ableist. And I heard my soul go, ooh, good point.
Yeah.
And since then, I've been a massive fan of any way to get books in your head is good stuff.
Yeah. Interesting. I had maybe 5 years ago someone who I was doing in real person events with had the idea to do a code on a card that you get, and it's like scans in and you get access to either audiobooks or ebooks depending on the bundle that you've bought. And I thought, oh, that's really pretty snazzy. And so it got off to a rocky start, but I think once people sort of got their heads around different access methods, like he was selling those like hotcakes, and I was like, dang. So good thing to think of maybe for next year. I don't know.
Yep. Those are we haven't done those for a long time, but those are a wonderful idea. I cannot dispute that.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
so we've got yes, go ahead.
At what point can your viewers specifically expect updates on Yucca Bookaflood?
Oh, we're done.
No!
We're not putting that on anymore.
Oh, sad face.
Yeah, no, it was a fun thing that like I just didn't want to put on anymore, so I let it go. Yep.
Well, I grieve, and that was a seriously cool experiment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you may just have to go to Iceland because they have it there. Obviously, that's where it came from. So,
all right.
Yeah. New brighter things down up the pipeline, coming down the. What's the phrase I'm looking for? Coming down the pike. There we go.
Coming down the pike.
We don't want to use the word pipeline. That's just encouraging the wrong sorts of people. I wanted to say hi to the Blind Sisters. I have caught on now. Blind Sisters, Writing Sisters is the rebrand for Lauren and Nicole, who's like switched up their channels for content. So now I get it. And welcome, guys. Thanks for coming. I'm going to skip a comment that we don't need to have on air immortalized and say hi to Leslie, Books, Gers, and Purrs. Thanks for coming by. So we're about at 15 minutes.
Leslie has beautiful hair. Everybody has beautiful hair, but Leslie's is exceptional.
Jennifer Brown is asking, what's your channel name, Martha, so I can subscribe?
The channel name is Self-Space. It
also should be in the description.
Oh, it should be in the description?
It's linked in the description, but yeah.
Oh, God bless you.
Self-Writeousness, where write is WRITE. So
I thought that was a clever name, and that nobody had it, and so it was going to be wonderful. Turns out that nobody had it for a reason.
Well, I think it's the space that threw me. I used to have to go in to like find one email that I had starred that had a link because I could never find it because I never got the space right when I was looking for your channel. But thankfully, yeah, I don't know. Now I guess I just figured it out because they changed to the @ symbol and made it a lot easier. So
got it.
Oh, yes. All right. So we're going to pop on our crackling fireplace here for our fireside chat. And so we're just going to go for a first round and work on book reviews. And then we'll stop, share out what we got, what we appreciated, how we're doing, and then either go further on that or like switch to another creative topic. So I will put a timer on a scroller at the bottom of the screen, and away we go with our nice fireplace. All ready? All right. There we go. And I will mute myself so you can hear the nice little crackles, and we'll see you in 15 minutes.
Sounds good. Hello.
I'm waiting for the final minute.
Hey, I know you. Hey, Sam. Your hairs look redder than last I saw them. They look really nice. I'm sorry. I'm talking to pictures. That's probably not the way you do this.
Yes, Sam was on last night.
She was.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. She was part of the collection. Ah, haha.
Yes, a doll in my collection.
Right on.
Yeah. So I need to silence the fire now. Okay, thank you. So we had more people stop in. The Writing Sisters was asking. Yes, I and Martha were reviewing books we've recently read or read and didn't get around to writing a review, because we know that reviews are the lifeblood of authors these days, and so it's helpful to leave a review when you read a book because you spent that time and want to pass the word on to other people that might enjoy it so that it finds its audience, right? So go ahead.
As an author, do you end up reading reviews, or do you try to stay away from them because egos and stuff?
Are you talking about my books?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I read all the reviews of my books.
Okay.
There aren't enough to cause any trouble. I don't have any bad reviews, so I'm not that big yet.
Okay.
People talk about, like, you've made it when you get a bad review because it's reached outside the circle of your family and friends, and I'm like, still waiting. So yeah, but I'm in the tens, so it's like it would be pitiful if I didn't read all the reviews of my books. Do you have a different philosophy?
I too have few enough reviews that in one of my darkest moments I wrote a review to myself and I snarked all over it. It's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That is tea being spilled right here. Thank you for sharing that. So I started putting the people in that I was reviewing because, like, they're getting great reviews. I thought I'd just shout them out.
Oh,
Laura
beautiful.
Elena Donnelly, the Amberlou trilogy. Have you heard of this one? We read it for book club in December. It's alternate history with magic in the 1930s in Germany. It's amazing. I need to keep going with the series. It was really well done.
Okay.
Also LGBTQ, so like lots of good stuff in there. So we said hi to Sam was here. And then we got Cool Gamer came in. The next author I mentioned was Robin Wall Kimmerer. I somehow did not put a written review in for Braiding Sweetgrass, so remedied that situation. Jolene stopped in a little late, but wanted to pop in for a bit. Welcome. Nice to have you. Sheraton Mortis also, sorry, arrived a bit late. No worries. The next author I had in there is Jenna Rose Nethercott, who has a lovely name. Have you heard of her?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so she is a theater person, specifically puppet theater, and her debut. Yes,
puppet theater is no joke.
Yes, she toured.
That mad respect.
Yeah, like making them herself and then doing the scripts and then running the shows. It's amazing. So she did her debut novel combining puppet theater stuff with Jewish history stuff and like traumatic memory. And it is glorious. So Thistlefoot.
That sounds amazing.
Yes, Thistlefoot. Anyone interested? We've got a user in Oklahoma saying we're quiet. Just wait until we start cackling. So, and again, people who I don't think are participating in the conversation. So, yeah. So I got 4 done and like started on 1. How did you do? How did you do in the little sprint?
I got 2 done, and I got most of a third, but I should probably go back and proofread it. But I was Louisa May Alcott's Fateful Love Chase. No, Long and Fatal Love Chase. Excuse me. Haha, just testing you.
I heard good things about that. Like it's
that
totally
was
different.
That was the one that my publisher actually pitched to me the October before last, and she said it's like Dickens, only good.
You're not wrong.
And it's have you read it?
No,
you've heard of it. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But it's a young lady who's a bit snot-nosed, and she gets sold to the devil, and she's kind of okay with it. So they get married, and they have like this fascinating honeymoon period where he can do no wrong, and then it turns out he can do wrong, and she says, "I don't like this. I believe I'm going to move," and then the chase begins. But
Wow.
supposedly, the scandalous part and what kept it from being published in Alcott's lifetime is not that she married the devil, but that she divorced him.
Oh, well, yeah. Can't have that.
Mm-mm.
Can't have that. Women's rights. Well, that's good. So you're almost done with the third one.
Yep, I am going out of my way to say nice things about the really really nice author whose book I don't like very much.
Yeah. Well, when I have a book, not that I didn't like, but that I'm like, just didn't do it for me, I can't give it like a 4 or 5 star. I try to highlight the things that were solid about it, that I can respect, and that might find a better audience in X. Like if you like, the introspective, or if you like the claustrophobic, or if you like the domestic suspense, like those are all things that other people like. I'm just not that into. So
Well, that's a thing is my man does action scenes that would make J.J. Abrams cry, which is great. But it's at the detriment of the characters. But also, he took 5 stars in a contest I lost.
oh,
It makes me a little faulty on, gosh, what am I the writer I thought I was?
or are the judges they think they are? Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess either you like Picasso or you don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Sheraton said, "Why can't be divorced?" Sorry, I'm confused. We're talking about 1850 England. So yeah, Louisa May Alcott time. Yeah, pesky sin, exactly. Yeah. So my books are much more modern. These people are still alive, and I'm helping them sell books by contributing to their reviews. Hopefully. Oh, this would be a good spot to like. What do I have here? To whip out the overlay or the background. We could do the background. Where to find my books? There's the link for like buy my books because I've got historical fiction and fantasy. No, I need to find door. Yeah.
Is your favorite book reliably the most recent one you've written, or do you have like a favorite from way back that you feel like doesn't get quite enough love?
No, it's not reliably the last. It's like nostalgic reasons. It's the first of the trilogy because I feel like I got serious with myself. So, yeah, that's the one I always recommend. But yeah, so back to our steampunk. So now, taking the temperature check, did you want to continue with the reviews, or do you want to switch to a little bit more work in progress research mode?
Oh gosh, it's a binary decision, and I don't know what to do with those. I'm on the air, and I don't know what to do with those.
Okay, well, why don't we just start with finishing the review since we're in the middle of that task, and then we can naturally flow on to whatever else is sitting on our work desk, eyeing us with bombastic side eye.
Okay.
Sound good?
That sounds fabulous.
All right, so we got 38. We're going to go over a little. I'm going to stick to 15 minutes just because it's, I don't know, a good number. And mute myself, give us 15 on the clock. And, if anyone watching this on the replay or in the comments now wants to write some book reviews of people that they've read recently or forgot to leave a review and drop the author name, that'd be awesome. Oh, and there's a secret giveaway for anyone who watches these. There's a giveaway prize at the end of the month, which is going to be a bookish box in the US and a digital bookish package outside the US. And the way you get an entry is by leaving a comment after the live stream on the page. So not in the chat, but in the comments with the guest's favorite word. So Martha, what's your favorite word today for this occasion?
My favorite word is quintessence.
I love it. It makes me want to feel something dusty. Love it. Okay, so
I think that's the Hamlet contest. It was the quintessence of dust.
Yes.
I win.
Yes. And I gave mine yesterday. I may just keep it the same through the whole month, which is leguminous.
No kidding.
Yeah, just for this month.
Make me
I
smarter. What does that mean?
So it's just the adjective phrase for a legume, because I keep seeing trees that are in legume family and thinking those are leguminous trees, and they're really pretty. They're all like drapey and soft and like wisteria
Wow.
looking, like black locust, and oh, they're gorgeous and like leguminous trees. Yes, I'll take it.
Okay. So like evocative of Jack's beanstalk kind of thing.
Yeah, some of them.
Okay.
I don't make this mistake anymore, but I used to think that they were wisteria as trees, but they're black locust trees, but their flowers look like wisteria and they smell divine. So,
Okay.
yeah, I was just keeping my eye out and trying to hone my plant identification game, and that is
Beautiful.
helping me.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your putting up with some good old fashioned interruptions. You're a tremendous sport. I like you. Respect that.
No, I don't want to talk the whole time, so I just got to remember to like rein in and give you a turn. Okay, so that is the secret giveaway, and those are our words. So feel free to leave comments if you can remember it till the end of the hour in about 25 minutes. And let's just put those 15 minutes on the clock, mute myself, and I'll see you after some more book reviews. And we're there. One left. Lola. Okay, did we branch off into research?
I did not. I remembered me that my publisher actually has a book that I read and then I didn't review, which
Yes.
is the thing called The Incredible Adventures of Absolutely Normal. And had I encountered it a week ago, I think I would have less to say about it. But in case anyone's curious, I've spent entirely too much time researching this last week about why is Christian fantasy.
Okay. How does that relate?
This is Christian fantasy, kind of in the vein of C.S. Lewis, maybe more so C.S. Lewis than like J.R.R. Tolkien. And I think there was a bit of, well, yeah, she's a talented author, but she's only the boss, and how good could it be? Turns out she's pretty good.
Nice. Cool. That's gotta feel good to have that.
How about you? What have you been up to since last we chatted?
So let's see. I finished the review for Jacqueline Winspear's memoir, which has got a very long title. It's called This Time Next Year We'll Be Laughing. So I abbreviated it on my things, but I really love her Maisie Dobbs series, as probably everyone who watches my channel knows. But besides a mystery writer, she's also got this memoir she put out a couple years ago, and it's so good. Then I did Grace Draven, who is not monster romance, but definitely like fantasy romance. And her first book, or at least the book that I read, is called Radiance, and it's really, really good. So that was nice. Okay. Clint Smith, nonfiction slash memoir about race and history in the U.S. Amazing, especially as an audiobook that he reads himself. We've got Mimi Matthews, historical romance, auto-buy for me. She hits like the exact right comfort read spot. And then the last one I got to was Omolola Ijeoma Ogunyemi, who has a interlocking short story collection called Jollof Rice and Other Revolutions, which is about like 4 girls who have this one thing happen, but actually it starts out way before them, like generations before, and examines cultural things and the ways that the families are shaped and down to their experience, and then how their lives proceed after this one experience, and like how their kids react when they're like emigrated and embarking on their own relationships. And it's just really, really neat. So I loved meeting her in the audiobook. Yes. Auto-buy audiobook. I'm glad I'm not a narrator. Oh, all right. So we have a few minutes because we're going to like conclude here. I have gotten about 25% up my list.
Oh, hey, look at you.
A lot to go, but I do feel better. And these are all people whose work I really like, that just, give them stars and check boxes instead of writing something. And I think, like there's something extra that they get when you write something. So I like just feel good about that. It's like karma, So did you want to talk about your current projects or anything that you're going to be embarking on? You just came from Ren Fair and research. What are you doing in the near future?
In writing, I am looking forward to writing and researching more smut. I think the current plan is the pen name for the smut offerings was IC London, and yeah. I imagined kind of a catty relationship betwixt her and IC France for having published first, and I love the idea of her complaining to the publisher and being all, please, anyone can write that junk, and the publisher being all, well, what would you give to the publisher, and her being all, the head of a gorgon.
The head of a gorgon.
So that is how she ends up in whatever island the gorgon lives on, and naughtiness transpires.
Okay. Oh man.
Isn't that dreadful?
It's not dreadful. It's a particular segment of the market. So, you get your sincere, and you get your tongue in cheek, and you get your wildly fantastical, and there's something different for everybody. So,
well, I don't think I will get any prizes for expanding the horizons of folks in the genre, but I am a massive, massive, massive believer in empowerment. Only because I thought that we were kind of outgrowing that as a society, but no, there's plenty of like really popular works where like it's romance, where one party is like legit hunting down the other party for their romantic excursion, and gosh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think there's room for empowerment on both sides, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that whole, you can't really make a free choice when you're not equal argument that's still out there on the table. So, yeah.
How about you? What
current projects? This.
Yes, indeed. And when do you have time? My goodness, you're the busiest woman on YouTube.
I'm not writing, so I have all the time, Martha. Okay. No, so here's what happened, right? I got the kick in the pants during the AuthorTube writing conference in June. In July, my brain was kind of like, I'm not in nano mode. I'm thinking about why isn't anything clicking for me? And so I did my okay, if I'm going to reassess, the basic two things are I need more people to find me, and I need people to watch for longer. This is my, getting to my goal of monetization for the channel, set and forget, get back to writing. And I thought, okay, I need two strategies for that. It's not the same goals. So for one, it's shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook. So when I was off Facebook for years, I was like, oh God, people who read me are on Facebook. Historical fiction people are on Facebook, and I'm just leaving all that on the table because I don't want to get my fingers dirty with Zuckerberg. So and the fact that they kicked me out of my page. So all my author page is no longer accessible.
Oh no.
So I had a sort of hissy fit for the last year and was like, fine, I don't need you. And then I was like, no, I really do. So I went back, I started a new group. It's called Taste Life Twice Book Chat. And I'm back into regular posting there. So,
okay.
So new people back on other platforms I'd sort of given up on, right? That's finding new people. And the other thing for watch time was I don't want to do really long sprints every day like I see people do on AuthorTube. That may work for other people, but I am just going to be pulling my hair out by the end of a 2-hour, 3-hour time period of forced concentration. I just can't. I that's why I'm working for myself. That's not how my brain works. So I was like, what can I do that is interesting and that is value added and that is offering people something and bringing people together in a way that makes me feel happy and positive and does not feel like a life of drudgery and woe. Well, so this is why I was like, a show. We'll do a show and I'll bring people on. And all the ways that I'm in lots of little puns will introduce people to each other instead of, have the same audience all the time. So okay. That's the goal.
That sounds like a fabulous goal.
And I'll start writing as soon as it's over. I've got all these projects that I haven't finished. So until that finishing juju comes back, I'm going to keep spinning plates and turning gears and all the steampunk things. Yeah. So that's where I'm feeling.
Alrighty. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it will work for you. My publisher a year or two ago had a whole year that was the year of the sequel, and I'm going to finish a project.
Oh, how was it? How was it sequel?
She had 4 books going on at the time.
Mm-hmm.
and she eventually finished the romance, and she's still there's still a couple of things in the did not finish pile, but it did help. She did make a lot more progress than if she hadn't set the goal of the year of the sequel, as opposed to going off in 5 really cool but new directions.
Yeah. That's a good idea. That could be like the next big wave after I make my goal. I have like 3 projects that I could finish. The one is like the interconnected short story scenes. Another is a Regency novel that I started, like a sequel to an Austen thing. And then the third is the prequel to the historical fiction trilogy that I have developmental edited, and it's just sitting there and needs like more words. And I didn't know what to do with it, so it's still sitting there. But yeah, lots of finishing needs to be done. So yeah,
Regency will be fun.
Yeah, do I want to go in the fun direction? That may be the way to get to the bottom of a thing.
Like, I mean, if it feels like an evergreen thing to write, like there's always going to be somebody going through Jane Austen withdrawals who's going, gimme.
Yeah, that's true. It's like a pile that just keeps growing and growing and growing. So that may be the one to go with. We'll see. So, all right. Well, we accomplished some stuff. I feel pretty good. Thank you for being here and helping me through it and choosing a fun new thing and talking to my audience and leading them back to your channel, Self-Writeousness on YouTube for funsies. Yay. Thank you everyone who is watching. Remember that there's a giveaway at the end of the month. If you leave a comment with any guest's favorite word, that includes mine, as a comment after the live stream is ended, you get an entry in the giveaway. And we'll do that on the last day, the 31st of August. And if you're in the US, you'll get a bookish box full of fun swag and stuff that I will make up based on who you are. And if you're outside the US, it will be a digital package and a like first class mail thing, which is easier to send. So yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, so hope to see some of those and hope to see you during the rest of the month, every weekday in August, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yes. So thanks all for watching, and we'll see you again soon. We'll see you tomorrow with Leo Bancroft as my guest, a fellow Portland writer, and we'll have a blast. So thanks everybody. See you again soon. Take care.